do this.
Marcelo.
Hey.
All right, Marcelo, you're with us?
I am.
In Brazil.
Yes.
You're with us in Brazil. Yes?
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we're gonna do our intro. We're gonna see if this intro plays. Stand by. Hopefully this audio goes through. So much for joining us and being patient here with Comic Book School Live. So we do this show every single Tuesday live out of New York. But today we are honored to be able to do it with you here in Morocco. This is so exciting for us and for all of the creators who have joined us. But as a special treat, we've also brought in another artist who unfortunately couldn't join us today for the trip, but is beaming in live from Brazil. Please, everybody, welcome Marcelo Ferreira. Woo! Now, Marvel Comics has Marcelo as their exclusive artist. That is, Marcelo only works for Marvel Comics, and he is going to announce that he is about to be drawing a new comic book series. Welcome him from Brazil. Marcelo, tell us what you're working on and what the big surprise will be.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. Very exciting. Even though I couldn't be here with you guys in person, I'm just glad to be able to, do this. So right now, kind of in between the bigger projects. Right now, I'm doing a short daily story for Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics owns the rights to the alien comic books. And next up, I'll be back on Spider-Man, character that I worked on back in 2021. I'll be doing a mini-series, and pretty much what I can disclose right now, but it's going to be a Spider-Man.
So he's going to be your new artist for Spider-Man. Woohoo! Woohoo!
And if nothing goes wrong, Robbie's going to be with me.
Yeah, he said he's going to try to draw Morocco in Spider-Man. Do you guys like that idea? Do you like that idea? They said yes, Marcelo. They're excited. They want you to draw Morocco into it, Casablanca. Awesome. So, Darren, you want to help? What are we doing here? Are we just having this in for a minute because it seems like the audio is not great?
Okay, Marcelo, we thank you for coming on, but we don't want to try and make it work if we're struggling a little bit with the audio. But I do appreciate you being on. Is there anything that you can show us, or actually, let's take a question. Does anybody have a question in the audience for the Marvel Spider-Man artist? Any questions? That can raise a hand, and we will give it right to Marcelo to answer. Okay, Marcelo. Yeah, that's actually a good question. Okay, Marcelo, why don't you show us what you're working on? What's on your art table right now?
Oh yeah. I think you guys can see, right? Very simple. It's a well. If I show this page, you guys are gonna pretty much be able to see a working progress kind of thing. This is a rare occasion when I do pencils and inks. Like I said, it's a in projects kind of thing. So I'm just a bit of fun.
Can you? There you go.
Do you guys see this?
Yeah, we could see it.
Can you guys know what this is? Hold on, this creature right here.
Do you guys recognize the monster in that image right there? That's the alien from the movie Aliens. So that is the current project that he's working on right now. You can see the work in progress, and I'm just helping translate what you just said, Marcelo. He's inking it right now from the pencils, and he could see he starts at the top and he's working his way down to prepare the page for the colorist. That's a good-looking page.
Thank you. When I ink myself, you can see here it's not a perfectly typed pencil. It's just a kind of type of sketch that I do. And over this, I do the ink. Very, very different when you do different type of work. So the inker do its job.
So how do you get that page once you're finished with it? How do you get that page to your editor or get the high-resolution file ready for the colorist? What's your next step after finishing the art?
Well, after this, we scan the page. There's another step that I like to do myself, which is digitally, in fine touches. Little details that will change on the spot, but that I do digitally. Once the file is done, it's completely worked on. 400 DPI file. We'll go to normal comments. We use it as a platform to export files. We're going to use emails, but colors gets digital file from, of course. This one specifically gonna get a bit of colors. There's colors this black, white, and red.
Okay.
So,
Well,
the red part's gonna be on the blood stuff.
you're coming in a little broken up, so I'll translate real quickly. What he said is that he scans the page and turns it into a digital file that he could then email to the editor and the colorist. But first he cleans it up a little bit using Photoshop to make sure there's no stray black marks or anything that he wants to fix a little bit. He will make sure that it's as perfect as he can make it. And we got a question in from our one of our audience, Philip Barnett, asking, your English is so good. Are you native Brazilian?
Yes, I am.
Do you speak other languages?
Well, I kind of understand Italian, and I am learning Russian.
Okay. So if there's any other questions for Marcelo, Marcelo, we're sorry, but we're going to have to cut you short because the audio is just so bad that it's hard it's very choppy. But we could have you back. We're going to be here for 3 more days. If we can get this problem fixed, we would love to have you back if you're available. But, my apologies for having to cut it short. So, guys, any other questions for Marcelo Ferreira from Brazil? All right, let's hear it for the Spider-Man artist, Marcelo. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you being on, and I appreciate your patience, mostly. So we'll be in touch about the next 3 days, and hopefully we can reschedule.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Just let me know. And thanks for having me.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Take care.
See ya.
All right. Do they need this laptop? Okay, so everybody, we're here. We are broadcasting live. I am not 100% sure if our voices are going out on the internet, on YouTube, because if you want, after we complete this and we figure this out, you'll be able to watch these episodes on YouTube and Facebook after you get home. So before we get started, we came here for you to share your experiences and allow you to ask your questions. Do any of you have any questions for any of the artists that are up here on the stage? Because this is your time. So I'm going to start here in the front row. Does anybody have any questions here for the artists that are joining us?
إنا أي واحد عنده شي سؤال بغى يسولو؟ أي واحد عنده شي سؤال؟
You have a question.
I want to ask, as a foreign artist, how hard is it to make it in the American comic industry?
So is my turn? Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter if you are from a country or another country. It's the difficulty is always the same. It's you have just to try and try again. Just prove and improve every time. And if you have just to show your stuff to artists if you want to have some advices, and moreover you have to show your art to editors like Darren, and maybe in some convention, in some of the convention all over the world, there are in English there are artist alley and there are talent scout
Portfolio reviews.
Thank you, man. Oh, okay. Can I? Allora, sorry, I translate in Italian so she can help you guys. Ci sono delle fiere dove ci sono dei talent scout che vanno in giro in queste fiere e la gente si propone, gli artisti si propongono e fanno vedere il loro lavoro, e in questo modo editor da Marvel o anche da altre realtà possono scoprire nuovi talenti, nuovi artisti. Dopo questa fase Marvel, parliamo di Marvel in questo caso, può dare delle tavole di prove e da qua può iniziare una prima collaborazione.
قال بانه كاين بعض المعارض اللي كيجيو ليها يعني دي كرياتور موهوبين، كيشوفوا المنتجين مثلا بحال مارفل كيتعرفوا عليهم من خلال هذه المعارض. يعني هو تيقول بانه المشاركه في المعارض كتقدر تكون انه فرصه انه يتعرف عليك شي منتج وتيقترح عليك باش تخدم معاه في المستقبل.
Penso che adesso questa fiera magari in futuro potrebbe provare, non so, a portare qualche talent scout e che ne so, magari se anche voi avete i vostri lavori da far vedere, in un futuro magari anche ci potrebbero essere opportunità anche qua.
قال بانه ممكن هذا المعرض هو في حد ذاته يكون فرصه لاكتشاف شي موهبه يمكن تجيب تقدم الاعمال ديالها، ولما لا يكون شي تعاون في المستقبل.
Thank you so much.
Ok, aggiungo solo una cosa, appunto è un lavoro che, come faceva vedere anche Marcelo adesso, tu puoi fare da casa, perché tanto via mail ormai si risolve tutto. Sì, il vero problema che si ha è appunto che bisogna aspettare che questi editor vengano nel tuo paese, altrimenti bisogna prendere e andare in America alle fiere americane come abbiamo fatto io e lui. Quindi questo è, diciamo, lo svantaggio è che tu devi andare nelle fiere americane se vuoi avere più chance. Dopo una volta che si comincia si lavora tranquillamente da casa.
كاين ممكن انه الواحد يشتغل يعني من الدار، ماشي بالضروره انه يحضر المعارض، ولكن كيف ما داروا هما ملي كتحضر المعارض مثلا بحال في امريكا، كيف ما هما كانت التجربه ديالهم انه ملي كتكون كتحضر المعارض كتكون عندك فرصه اكبر انه يشوفك هذاك المنتج بحال مارفل وكيقترح عليك العمل. دابا كلشي هو قال بانه كلشي كيدار باغ انترنت لي زيميل، يعني الواحد خاصو غير انه يحاول انه يطونتي لا شونس ديالو، يحاول يدير محاوله، ولكن كيف ما قال هو بانه من الاحسن انه يحضر دوك المعارض باش كيكون اقرب للشركه وباش كيقدر يعرض الابداعات ديالو.
Okay, guys, any other questions from our audience? Can you pass the mic over, please?
Hello. Do you think that we can start comics industry here in Morocco?
Yeah, exactly. As Roberto said, why not? If there is an audience and there's talent, there's absolutely talent here. If there is an audience, all it takes is one visionary to put it all together. You need someone who has that drive, who wants to pull in the talent, and maybe you can find a connection with a publisher or a printer or just make a digital comic. It doesn't have to be a Marvel comic. In fact, a lot of artists and writers, in fact, most artists and writers who got their start at Marvel proved that they could do it by doing their own comic or doing something for Image or something for some other publisher. And once you establish a track record, you don't have to show your portfolio anymore. You could come up with the comic that you did, or the editor will be calling you because if you created Walking Dead or you created something else that is not a Marvel project, if it receives a lot of success, then you'll eventually get your shot. If that's what you want, you'll get your shot to do the Marvel characters. And sometimes, creatively speaking, it's more fulfilling to do your own character if you have a specific audience in mind, because Marvel has to do stuff that appeals to a very wide audience. So doing things that are small stories sometimes is hard for them. So if you have a story you want to tell, don't wait for a Marvel editor to give you a chance. Just do it. And if you could find somebody with some experience to help you, a lot of the guys up here have mentors that help them get started. They help them learn how to paint or learn how to ink or learn how to do layouts or how to write better. I've had different mentors for different particular skill sets throughout my career, including when I used to fly in the Army. So there's a lot that can be said for just doing it. And why not you? You know, you could be the one that starts a comic industry.
I hope so.
Here in Morocco. There's no reason that it can't be. If you have the drive and you have enough care to learn what you need to learn to do it well, why not you? You know, so.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to?
And just one stuff. And remember, never be ashamed to show your art. You have to show the art every time and try to have advices from every person in the industry. And yeah, that's my advice. Just show art every time.
Yeah, I can also pick up what you were saying that best day of my life, really, speaking about drawing and creating comic books, was one day, long time ago. I was in Italy. I went to meet with one of the most famous comic book artists in Italy. I'm talking about 25 years ago at least. And I showed him my works, my comic book boards. And he completely destroyed me. But literally, I wanted to die that day. But I came out of his house and I was so disappointed, so sad. But after 5 minutes, I processed it and I went from super sad, I went to like, oh man, this was the best day of my life. Because I really had someone telling me what was wrong and I had the opportunity to improve. And from that day, everything went super better. So just do it, just show your stuff and don't worry.
You know, as the world goes, you know, when we think about comic books, many times we think about the comic books that came out of the 1960s, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko. You know, there were no rules then. And now there's no rules again. The internet means that you can take your idea, you can work with an artist, if you're a writer, or find people to work with and put your comics together. The way to put your comics together, it's all out there. There's no secrets. But right now you have the unique opportunity to define what comic books will be in Morocco. It's completely up to you. When you're thinking about your comics, also have in mind that comic books are a commercial art form. That is, we get paid to work. So what you need to do while you're thinking about making your comics is think about how you will sell your comics. Because eventually you'll do them for free, but they are a lot of work. So work with people who are in marketing, work with people who are in public relations. Try to figure out a way to get that little foothold and then bring Morocco to comics. Don't try to do American comics the way Americans do it. We already got that, right? Try to figure out a way to bring Morocco to comics, your special voice, your special stories, and think beyond superheroes. As Darren was saying, Walking Dead, think beyond the superheroes, because if you want to do superheroes, mostly it's Marvel and DC. So think about what unique voice and story you can bring, find a fellow creator, begin to do the work, find somebody to help you with marketing, and let's face it, it costs money. If you can find a person to help you fund this, we have crowdfunding in the United States. If you can help a way to fund this, you will go much further. But like these guys said, they come from different countries and they succeed in the United States. So if you want to be in Spider-Man, you're going to have to build up to that. I hope that helps.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Other questions? Go ahead.
Me, I like Dragon Ball Z, but I don't understand why Dragon Ball Z is not continued. It's just dead. Dragon Ball Z.
I can help answer that. Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Z, as you called it, is a successful Japanese cartoon that in America is licensed and is on TV as a cartoon. I don't know which publisher does the comic book, but they do also do comic books in the U.S. But they're not. It's not a Marvel thing. It's not a DC thing. It really is up to the individual publisher that paid the Japanese company to get that character and to tell those stories. It's up to them how many books a year that they put out. And if they don't put out enough for you, I think you could probably reach out to them through Twitter or online and speak to them directly. Now, it's a lot easier to speak to publishers directly, to voice your opinion and to get feedback and to find out when that next one's coming out. I know that editors at Marvel, they're happy to hear from fans. On Twitter, especially if you have something positive to say, which is so rare these days, to say, I love Dragon Ball Z, when is the next one coming out? You're giving them a chance to talk about their stuff, so they will answer you.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello. I'm a director of public library here in Casablanca. We have all a department of children. First of all, you are welcome in our country.
Thank you.
It seems that the same. It's for the first time that you are in our country, right? Yes.
Actually, it's the first time for every single one of us to be in Morocco or Casablanca. So yes.
Oh yes. And anyway, you are welcome. Yes. What I want to tell you, really, what you do, your presence is wonderful. Is wonderful, but I hope that that's translated in Arabic or in French, because all the people don't know English. If I'm director, my English is not very well. Excuse me for my mistakes. What I want to tell, what you do is very wonderful. I hope that it will be translated and our language. For example, you will receive, because I have contact with school, a lot of school is want to come to fair, especially for you. Yes, you will say, but kids don't speak English. Okay, I hope that you will in contact with the administration of the fire and other to translate your speech in English or in Arabic. Okay. And anyway, you are welcome and good luck.
Thank you. And guys, I really hate to monopolize the responses here, but I know that one of the goals for us to come here is to speak with the children's publishers and try to figure out a way to help tell these stories for multiple languages. At Marvel, I did Guardians of the Galaxy stories, and we had them translated into 16 languages, and it was done with Visa, and they sent them all over the world, Asia, Europe, Africa. We did them. I learned about languages that I had no idea that's what they spoke in that area. You know, so it was a hard project, but it was very rewarding to have a book that I helped to create and see it delivered in so many different languages. And that's the kind of thing that we could do for children's publishers. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be a Marvel character. We could create a new character. We could take a book that already exists but has never come out in a comic book format and do it in an American-style comic book in multiple languages. And that's the kind of thing that we would be happy to talk to publishers about here. And we're all creative people. We do have experience working with Marvel, every single one of us, but we also have experience working on stuff that isn't Marvel. And we just like to be creative, and we have a passion for making quality stuff, professional, beautiful stuff. And that's what we do. So thank you for your question.
Thanks so much.
You had a question.
All right, is everybody happy with the booth? You guys like what Ayub has put together for us here?
Ayub over here.
Yeah. When we got here, we were so impressed with this space. This is really first class all the way, and we are all happy to be here. None of us, like I said, have been to Morocco, and the reception that we are getting from the crowd, it's very heartwarming, and we really appreciate the hospitality, and we're anxious to work with you and to show you stuff. Tomorrow, when we come in, we're going to be doing this again, but we're going to also do more instructive stuff up here at the panel. We're going to have some of us talk about specific skills, like drawing powerful characters, or writing engaging stories, writing for a young audience, what makes a good comic book cover, all kinds of stuff that is really kind of in details of what we do, but we hope that the kind of experience and knowledge that we're sharing is going to help you and help you start your publishing company, so that you guys can succeed in making quality stuff as well. So anybody else want to add anything, guys? We have a question right here.
I ask you about if you want to be an artist of character or a comic book. If you want to be an artist of character or a book comic, how many hours should be draw in day?
How many hours a day? Well, I guess all hours of the. Well, it depends on how good you are. I actually. had a hard time learning this. So when I was young, I spent a lot of time drawing, a lot of time. So, and it took me a long time and many, many years. But you know, if you're better, you can do it faster. But I think that to practice drawing, it's not that difficult because with other things like golf or tennis, you need to go someplace, you need to play with someone has hit the ball back to you. But with art, anytime you want to get better, you just start drawing, and then you'll improve. The more you do, the better you get, and it's very easy to do it. It's just that you have to want to draw. So I draw every day and as much as I can, and you know, years go by, and then you'll get there.
I just wanted to add one thing. We are all talking and focusing on drawing, which is fantastic, best thing in the world. But remember, there is one important thing, as important as drawing in making comics, it is writing stories, inventing stories. Storytelling is the base of all of it. If you do not have a good story, you can be the best comic book artist or painter or illustrator in the world. But if there is no story to tell behind that, then it's okay. I mean, you can be a great artist, but if there is no story, it doesn't work. So it's super important also to be a great storyteller and create great, unique, compelling stories. And so maybe among all of you, there are people who are great artists. Others are not that good at drawing, but maybe they have an amazing fantasy and they can create super great stories and work with the drawer, with the artist, and make it together. That is how it happens.
Thank you, Matteo. Thank you very much. We're going to take one last question. آخر سؤال. إلى شي واحد عنده شي سؤال؟ Merci. واحد آخر. واحد. Les deux dernières questions. الله يخليكم. Merci.
Chuckles. It's really cool to talk with Echo. Yeah. I have this question. It's about drawing. What is like the first, like the feeling when you draw the first line, when you try to create something? Like, what is that feeling like? I mean, it's quite...
Mario, you want to take that one?
Yeah. In italiano, in italiano.
In italiano?
Sì.
Ok.
Prego, ok.
La verità è che quando cominci a disegnare non sai bene dove andrai a finire. Cioè, tu puoi avere un'immagine in mente più o meno, a volte ci arrivi.
في الحقيقة ملي كتبدا ترسم ما كتعرفش فين غادي توصل، كتبدا بواحد الفكرة بواحد الصورة ومن بعد هاد الصورة كتبدا تطور وما كتعرفش فين غادي توصل.
Sì, quindi a volte lo vedi subito, ce l'hai in mente, altre volte vedi anche un po' cosa ti esce e magari in quello che tu stai disegnando cogli qualche idea in più che subito non avevi, quindi è un po' è una cosa fluida.
ملي كتكون كترسم ما كتعرفش شنو غادي يخرج في داك الرسم، كتكون مثلا عندك واحد الفكره ولكن ملي كتالي الرسم كتسالي هذاك الرسمه ما كتلقى بواحد الفكره مغايره على الفكره الاوليه.
Okay, I want to add one thing to that answer, even though I didn't understand a word of it, is that, like I mentioned earlier, creating comic books is a collaboration, like Matteo was saying, is that I personally know I can't draw like Sean or Ariel or Mario or Matteo. I can't draw like them. I can draw, but I can't draw like them. But my talent is in writing and in helping people, other writers, to make their stories better. So I found my way with what I can do. So a lot of times...
Can I translate?
Sure, go ahead, yes.
Yes. إذا هو كيقول مسيو دارين سانشيز حيت هو إديتور، هو ماشي رسام، هو كاتب، هو كيعاون أن الرسامة الآخرين يعرفوا ما يرسموا. هو واخا ما كيعرفش يرسم عنده واحد الاحساس، واحد الموهبه، كيعجبوه الرسوم واخا هو ما كيقدرش يرسم، وكيساندهم بالكتابه، حيت الرسام بالكتاب، الكتاب ما عنده الرسم، ما عندوش القصه، وهو كيعاونهم بالقصه.
And one last thing is that many times when I write something, I have it in my head a certain way. And when I send it to Sean or to Mario or any of the professional artists that we work with, when I get the page back, it's so much better than what I had in my head that it's just a delight. So working in a collaboration with really talented people can make your work twice as good. They make me look good. So it really is great to work with such talented people like this.
اوكي. اذا هو اللي كيقول واحد النقطه مهمه، كيتكلم انه الفكره اللي كتكون عنده في بالو، بحال كما قال صديق ديالنا ماريو، هي ان الفكره اللي كتكون عنده في بالو وكيصيفطها في الكتابه مثلا وكيعطيها لواحد الفنان، وهذاك الفنان ملي كيرد ليه الرسم كيكون اكثر واحسن من داكشي اللي كان هو تخيله في القصه وهو كيكتب فيها، وهذا هو اللي كيخليه انه حتى هو معجب بالرسم، حيت هو كتكون عنده واحد الفكره، هو براسو كتجيه لا سوربريز فاش كيردوا له الرسم ديالو، وهذا الشيء علاش هو كيعجبو بزاف انه يخدم مع فنانات عندهم طالون بزاف، فنانه عريقين بزاف، حيت كيحس براسو انه كيكتشف الكتابه ديالو وكيوريوه هما شي افكار ما عمرها ما كانت كطيح له على البال ديالو، واخا هو اللي كاتب القصه. Thank you very much. Do we have one last question? Do we have a mic? In Arabic, also I can translate.
It's not a question. First of all, io parlo italiano poco. Ma capisci che mi primi lezioni in lingua italiana. L'Italia è bella, l'italiano è molto gentile. Mr. Darren, yes, right. Mr. Darren, yes. I hope I have an idea. Why don't you take this opportunity to visit to Morocco to create a Moroccan style, or try to explore our civilization, our culture. You know that our culture is very, very rich. We have a kingdom of 20 states. We'll be very happy to see.
I will translate after. لا خليه كمل كمل.
كمل ماشي مشكل.
لا انا اللي بغيتك دير هو تطرح السؤال ديالك بالعربيه، وانا باش هما يفهموا مزيان نعاونك.
اللي بغيت نقول ليه
بيان سور
بحكم الزياره ديالكم انكم للمغرب، علاش ما تستثمروش يعني السيناريو او الرسوم في الاستفاده من التراث المغربي ومن الحضاره المغربيه، مع العلم ان عندنا واحد الثقافه اللي عريقه كمملكه اللي عندها 12 قرن في التاريخ.
Okay, so I think this question is for Buddy. It's a really great question, and I think it's very interesting because هما البارح مشاو تساراو في الدار البيضاء، يلا وصلوا البارح بالصباح، وفي العشيه في نص النهار خرجوا يكتشفوا اللي كتكلم عليه، وزاروا الحبوس وزاروا بزاف ديال المناطق في الدار البيضاء، حيت خصهم يبقاو في الدار البيضاء. وانا غير نعطيه الكلمه انه هو يفسر راسو، حيت بادي هو اللي مشى واحد الجروب كبير، وهذا الشيء اللي كتكلم عليه كامل حماقوا عليه، وانا غنخليه هو يزيد يجاوب. Alright, so this was cool because he says if during your trip, why not explore some of our history, some of our culture, and why I gave this question to Buddy, because I think we had a great time yesterday at the Old Town, which is a beautiful area. I love it. I go to visit it every year, and I think you can tell us and tell our friend here what you thought and how you felt being there for the first time. Talk about the food, the architecture, the textures as well, because I think Sean also was there.
Yeah.
Maybe he could also compliment.
So here's the thing. No offense. I knew very little about Morocco when Darren first said that we had this opportunity. I had to look it up on a map because I'm from New York and we think we're the whole world, right? We're not. And what this trip meant to us was opening up our minds to where we were going. We had heard about the devastating earthquake. So we started to look up Morocco prior to coming, but then Darren and I thought, well, let's try to learn a little bit about the culture. So we started to look about your history and your culture, and it didn't become real until we stepped off the airplane. There was this magical moment in the air, in the architecture, in the metalwork, in the food marts.
The sun.
In the
Like
sun,
this morning.
right? When you're there, and we looked, Sean and I were looking, we said, oh, this looks like the John Wick 3 movie, right? And then we realized when you're writing a comic book or you're drawing a comic book and two people are talking, you can draw in almost any place. Now suddenly we realized this is a real place. The textures, the feeling, the people, that is amazing to me as a writer. Suddenly my mind is opened. And here's one more thing. The detail of the art reminded me a lot of when American artists started to incorporate Alphonse Mucha, who did Moët and whatever the champagne was. He was an Italian artist that worked in Paris in the 1800s, and he brought this amazing detail. And suddenly I saw that in Morocco, and I said, I don't want Moroccan artists just to come to America to draw like American comics. I want them to bring something. Because when South American,
Should I translate a little bit of that part?
Yeah,
Would you
I'm so
allow me to
sorry.
do... No, that's great. Great flow. تحتاجوا لي نترجم أغلبيته؟ لا، c'est bon. تحتاجني نترجم؟ Oui. No, I want you to continue. I don't want to interrupt you. I want you to continue. I think you had great flow. إذا الصديق ديالنا بادي اللي هو الاسم ديالو الحقيقي لويس هو كاتب وكيف ما قال ما عمر حتى شي واحد فيهم ما كان كيعرف المغرب ومن عرضنا عليهم انهم يجيو ويشاركوا معنا في هذه المناسبه دخلوا للانترنت وشافوا واكتشفوا واحد شويه وبيان سور عرفوا على لو ترومبلمون اللي هو زعما ان ايفينمون تري تريست ومني جاوا للمغرب مني هبطوا حسوا شنو هو المغرب ما ولا حقيقه حتى هبطوا من الطياره وشافوا لي ديتاي لاركتيكتور كيتكلم على الحديد هو الحديد حيت مشى البارح للحبوس ومشاف كاع دوك الفنانه وهذا وعجبو الخدمه ديال الحديد وكيتكلم انه على واحد الفنان في فرنسا طالياني كان يمكن كيرسم بواحد التقنيه اللي فيها واحد لا تكنيك اغاب ولكن هو قال كيفضل انه يكونوا العرب يجيو يرسموا بالستيل ديالهم بتاتر في لي بون ديسيني ولا في شي فن واحد اخر اذا انا درت واحد الملخص كنتمنى انني تكلمت على ولا ترجمت
Yeah, so the colors and the metalwork.
Yes.
And the
حديد.
detail.
Le détail.
And the mosques and the
La mosquée.
art to me is amazing. But when I walked into the food market, and I saw the olives, and as I was walking out, this is something true, I said that door is older than the United States.
اذا هذه I'm gonna interrupt you. This is beautiful. هذه واحد الكلمه قالها غزاله انا مسمحوا لي العربيه ديالي شويه هي انه كيقول بني مشى للحبوس ودخل للسوق ديال الزيتون اللي كنمشيو له كاملين وعجبو ومني كان خارج شاف الباب حيت داك السوق ديال الزيتون كيتسد وقيله بالليل وكاين واحد الباب د العود كبير قال لهم شتيو هذا الباب راه كبر من ميريكان شرف وقدم من ميريكان عنده بلوس داج كميريكان اذا I'm not as funny as you, but I think my Arabic didn't work out.
But the culture and the art and the people and the clothing is an inspiration, and it makes us think the world is bigger than New York. And that's where we really want to explore. And Sean...
Thank you. That was great. Thank you.
It's just amazing. And then Sean, we were talking about how Sean drew an illustration in preparation for this. And Sean, can you just talk about the feeling that you had when you were looking at the photo in Google versus looking at that actual building?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to translate a little bit of this. إذا باش نختم الكلمة ديال الصديق ديالنا بادي هو أنه قال واحد الكلمة مهمة قال هو دابا مني جينا للمغرب تفتح لنا البال ديالنا وعرفنا بأن العالم كامل ماشي هو نيويورك بأن المغرب في هذه الفرصة وفي هذا الفواياج فتح لي انني نفكر ان العالم كبير. هو كتوقع لاي بلد اي دوله انه كيفكر لا بقى في البلاد واحد كيفكر ان هذاك الشيء اللي كاين. هما هاد الفنانه هادو ما كنظن ما اكتشفوش هاد لا ريجيون ديال العالم ديالنا مثلا لافريك دو نور العالم العربي، وهذا الشيء على سي لا بروميير فوا عندهم، ووراتهم واحد الاشكال واحد الفن واحد الاركيتكتور واحد النقش واحد لو ديتاي اللي خلاهم كيفكروا بان العالم واسع وشاسع. وهذا هي هذا هو الخلاصه ديال الصديق ديالنا بادي. اذا شون هو واحد الفنان عريق 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 بزاف عند مارفل، ومشى للحبوس حتى هو البارح، وغيتكلم لنا على هو فنان حيت بادي كاتب وشون فنان. اذا كيشوف بواحد العين واحده اخرى واحد لا بيرسبكتيف واحده اخرى وغي go ahead. Sorry for that.
The thing I noticed most of all, I'm being from New York and being a comic book artist, we basically spend a lot of time, in our studio drawing all day and not really seeing so much of the world. So when we went to go see the Old Town here, one thing that's very different about New York and here is that New York is based on, it's an economic city, so it's changing constantly. The past is covered over by new modern things, and then we kind of lose connection with the past, and that kind of just shows how we really don't really care so much about it. So when we went and stepped out into the streets, we saw some of the buildings there that go back for so long, and I was wondering how you're able to preserve so much of the past, and also have the financial center, which is completely modern.
Can I? So sorry. Can I translate? All right. Sorry about that. إذا صديقنا شون كيتكلم، أنا سيغتينمون الأغلبية ديالكم فهموا، نفسروا الأخوين الآخرين، هو أنه قال في نيويورك هي مدينة اقتصادية دائما كتبدل، أنه ما كيشوفوش كيلاحظوا بأن بزاف ديال العمارات والأثارات القديمة زعما كيحيدوها مثلا وكيديروا بلاصتها عماره ديال مودرن. وهو كيقول كيفاش ملي جا لهنايا شاف واحد الاركيتكتور قديمه وعريقه، كيفاش كيديروا انهم هنا كيخليو وكيحافظوا على الاثارات وعلى الاركيتكتور ديالنا القديمه. وهذه النقطه هذه عجبته، انه فاش مشى للمدينه القديمه حس بانه كاين واحد الزمان. وانا بيرسونيلمون كنفهمو، حيت بيان سور البلاد ديالنا كبر من البلاد ديالهم ماشي. اوكي ثانك يو بليز جو هيد. سوري فور ذات.
I think it's important for a creator, any type of artist, to leave the studio and experience the world, so that that'll inform the stories and the art that we bring to the rest of the world. And I think this is a perfect place to kind of really just understand more about the world that's beyond where we're from.
اوكي اذا بالختيمه هو انه صديق ديالنا شون قال بانه هاد السفرات وهذا الخروج من الموقع ديالنا الاساسي اللي هو عنده هو نيويورك كيعاون انه بوغ الفنان كيكتشف واحد لي تكستور واحد لي ديتاي جداد، واحد الاعماقات اخرى انه يقدر يستعملها في الفن ديالو. ومهم انه الارتيست ما يبقاش جالس في بلاصه واحده، انه خصو يخرج وخصو يسافر وخصو يكتشف بلدان اخرى. وهذه هي التجربه ديال صديقتنا شون. اذا كنشكركم بزاف. we're closing. yes thank you thank you thank you thank you thank you thank you شكرا شكرا thank you thank you. اذا شكرا 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 جزيلا. الى غدا راه الفنانه ديالنا غيكونوا ان شاء الله شاك جوغ كل نهار، كلهم من 10 حتى ل5 العشيه. اليوم النهار كان شويه هذا، غدا وبعد غدا حتى لنهار السبت هو النهار الاخير. اذا اي واحد بغى يعاود يرجع ان شاء الله عندنا مرحبا بكم. شكرا.